So we finally got more information on the new game Fallout 76 and what it actually brings to the table. A lot of people were concerned, myself included, about it potentially not being a typical Fallout game and something more akin to a Battle Royale survival spin-off. It seems like there is a little bit from each column there, and I will talk a little bit about it. But first, let's go through some of the basics first. All of this information was revealed during the Bethesda E3 conference yesterday as of the making of this video, where we were showed all the footage you're looking at as well as the release date of the game, which appears to be November 14th of this year. The game appears to be set in Virginia, specifically as a vault member of Vault 76, one of the 17 control vaults ever made by Vault Tech. Now, what does a control vault actually mean? It means that the vault was made to specifications. It was made specifically for it to work as advertised. That is, its purpose was to hold 500 individuals so that they could survive the nuclear detonations, and then after a certain period of time would go by and the radiation from the atmosphere would clean out, the vault would open and the vault dwellers would then populate the world back again. The other vaults, on the other hand, including the ones you play in during Fallout 3 and 4, were designed as experimental vaults. They were never meant to be used for the purposes of repopulating the world, and more just that scientists could perform inhumane tests on its dwellers. They wanted to treat survivors as lab rats. Now, the twist in this game is that because this was a control vault, it actually opened when it was supposed to, only about 20 years after the bombs dropped. So the world that we will be playing in this game is completely devoid of any form of civilization. There will be no Vegas Strip, no Diamond City, nothing. Just a complete and barren wasteland that we are supposed to populate. This is where the whole survival mode comes into play, what many people fear to be something like an H1C1 or Rust style of game. The truth, however, appears to be something in between. See, the game will have a storyline and quests and levels. Basically everything that you love and enjoy about your traditional Fallout experience. Exactly how deep the story is, how much lore there is, and how much playtime you can really get out of the single-player portion of the game is unknown. We know that the map is substantially bigger than Fallout 4's map, but we do not know how dense it is. How much is meant to be for multiplayer and how much of it is meant for questing. Oh, that's right, the game is multiplayer. This is where things get interesting and different. People can join you and you can join others in questing around the wasteland. This includes assaulting other people's homes or them attacking yours, which is where the whole Rust and H1C1 parables come from. Building appears to be a big deal in this game, way more than it was in Fallout 4. However, it also appears to be a lot more robust, with the fact that the game allows you to build anywhere on the map and not only on very specific designated areas. It seems that by questing and attacking other players you get some form of currency or points that you can then invest in your infrastructure to create more things. Now, Bethesda has clarified that if we want to play a solo experience, then we can play a solo experience, which is very comforting, especially for some of us who might be too attached to the old ways. In any case, that's the gist of it and the basics. If you want to watch the full trailer and hear Todd Howard himself talk about the game, I'll try and leave a link in the description that you can go and click after this video. There's a fair amount of stuff, so if you are really interested in hearing about the specifics of the game, I recommend going and watching it. What I want to talk about now, though, are my thoughts on this, which are a little split. I was more than glad to hear that I can still have my solo experience, mostly because the word quests and storyline were dropped during the conference, which alleviated some of my concerns. Me, like many others, thought that it was a multiplayer PvP only game, but it seems like there's something for us in there as well, which is nice. However, it seems like every single Vault member and human in this world is another real player character. That is, apparently if you meet a person in the game, it will not be an NPC. It'll be another real person playing on your server that can either ally with you or kill you. I am concerned because then the question becomes, well, who is out there giving you quests? It seems like the Overseer can talk to you through your Pip-Boy, and we know, thanks to the trailers, that she does give you some quests, but is she going to be the only one that gives you quests? If there are no NPCs out there, then the world might feel indeed kinda empty and soulless, I don't know. There could be ghouls, I suppose, that you could interact with, but yeah, I don't know, it is a little concerning if you are really only ever interacting with one person, and that person only talks to you through the machine. My least favorite part about Fallout 4 was the building part. I don't know if I just didn't really give it a good try or what. All I know is that it was a major pain every time I wanted to construct something, but then I had to go all around the world to find ceramics or whatever just so that I could construct that one thing. The fact that building appears to be a major thing in this game also concerns me because it's not why I play these games. That being said, if the weird currency system they have completely takes over the material components from Fallout 4, that could actually make it fun again for me. If all I have to do is play the game, do fun stuff, and get rewarded with the ability to build bigger and better stuff, that sounds great. Part of me is torn because I actually enjoyed the fact that Fallout 4 made mundane items important. I actually enjoyed looting random stuff, and it didn't quite feel like the whole reason I was looting bodies was only for ammo and money, like it can feel sometimes in Skyrim. There's barely any reason sometimes to loot bodies in Skyrim, but in Fallout, I got excited when I saw that one material that I needed in someone's corpse, which made me always pay attention to my surroundings. But it was also these material components that made constructing things kind of annoying because I would always run out of them. So I don't know, there's a balance to be struck there for sure. It seems from the video footage though that your buildings are 100% going to be destroyed a lot, either by rival players or by monsters, so they better make building easy and fun or this game is going to fail. Now the monsters appear to be way crazier than before, which is a huge boon for me. I mean, you guys know me, I'm a fantasy nerd, so I love big monsters, especially if they have cool wings or powers or whatever. It's like they finally realized that fighting and shooting Deathclaws was the funnest part of the game, and they just went and added a bunch of new crazier monsters, and that hypes me the hell up. Honestly, the idea of fighting alongside a friend or killing a mega mutated monster sounds like the greatest time, and that's really what hypes me up the most. I feel like we have been asking for a co-op experience for like ever. I mean, think about Skyrim and how awesome it would be if you could just play with a friend. If instead of Lydia being controlled by a computer, if it was your pal sitting beside you or online, it would be unbelievable. And it finally seems like we're getting that. The question becomes though, will the online turn this into a different game? Or is this still Fallout? Because I look back at Fallout 4 and man, if I could play that co-op, I would literally shit my pants. And it does seem like, at least to some extent, we're getting that, and that makes me very happy. Now, Bethesda said that there will be some survival elements to the point where they consider this game a softcore survival game. Just from the video footage and wording on the trailers, it seems more to me like they meant the game mode that we have always had in Fallout games. If you go back and look at the difficulty levels, we've always had survivor mode, which literally means just the fact that your character will have to eat food and drink potable water in order to not die. I honestly think that's probably what they mean by survival, and that they're just gonna focus a lot more on making that part of the core gameplay rather than just, you know, a difficulty option. But I guess we'll see. Maybe they have more than just food and water in mind, which would be interesting if we have to focus more on just living in this crazy world. In any case, that's it guys. I just want to give you all my impressions and update you a little on what's going on. Now that Bethesda had their E3 conference, we are chock full of news and I'm just beyond myself trying to catch up and also breathe. I'm currently thinking of trying out Elder Scrolls Legends on my Switch, while simultaneously thinking about replaying Fallout 4 just to mentally prepare myself for this. I'm also debating just going back to Elder Scrolls Online and playing through High Rock, just to see if there's any cool things to look forward to for the next Elder Scrolls game. That has me hyped. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this. Also, a quick shout out to my Patreon supporters, Anthony Dial, Wyatt Curlin, Toby Oliver, Dylan Baker, Casey Butler, and Derek Miller for supporting me on Patreon at the $25 level. Your support is appreciated and not forgotten. If you want to help support this channel, then please consider heading on over to patreon.com/MrRhexx. Thank you so much for your help. Have a good day, guys.